Hello, this is Tyson Farmer from TysonFarmer.com. This video assumes you're already a vocal student of mine. However, if you want your own vocal exercises customized to your pitch range, check out my online lessons profile link below to sign up for a free demo lesson. And I will figure out your complete vocal range, generate your vocal warm-ups on the spot, and go through an in-depth crash course during the lesson on how to use them. Although I'd obviously be delighted if you continued online vocal lessons with me, you won't be obligated to continue from there. But if you feel I gave you something of value, just drop me a donation on my donate pages linked below, or even just give me a good review on my lesson profile page to help my business along. Hey, this is Tyson Farmer with a walkthrough instructional video on how to use the personalized vocal warm-up background tracks I made for you. This one's for the regular vocal warm-ups track with ee, ooh, ah in the title. Your vocal warm-ups should be the first thing you do with your singing voice when you're practicing. And it's like warming up before you exercise. So keep it nice and light, like you're doing a light stretch when you first wake up in the morning, instead of thinking of it like an actual workout. In other words, don't try to break any records or push yourself too hard here. Keep things light and easy for this part of your vocal practice and just get it done. When you first start the track, you'll hear a note playing for a second or two. This is your starting reference note, so match this pitch with your voice with, say, an ah or a la. Then the track will count off 4 beats and start right into the warm-up. You'll hear a bunch of instruments playing on the background track, but you should also hear a piano melody playing over everything else. Sing along with these piano melody notes like this. E on the way up, E, O on the way down, O, and then ah on the last 3 notes. Ah, like this. E, O, ah. Try singing along with me this time. 1, 2, here we go. E, O, ah. When you're finished with each round, take a breath to prepare for the next notes. Keep everything light and breathy throughout, but just give a little push on each of the highest notes of each sequence, like this. E, O, ah. Let me walk you through an example. I'll start the song, and there's my reference starting note, so I match pitch with it. There's the count-in, and you can hear the piano playing the melody. I start singing along with the melody with E, O, ah. It'll go down in pitch from there to my lowest range, so I'll follow it on down, singing each last held out note until it ends, and then taking a breath to prepare for the next go-around. Keep following it on down until you hear the drums do a little drum fill, which is your cue that you've reached the lowest part of your range, and the track will start working its way back up in pitch to your highest range. As you get into your more comfortable singing range in the middle, be careful not to sing too loud. Remember to keep it light for now. Now, so far you've been singing in what's called your chest voice for the lower notes. But eventually you'll reach a place in your singing range that's harder to sing at full volume, especially on the higher notes. This is getting into what's called your head voice range, which will sound very breathy and light. Switching from your chest voice to your head voice takes some practice to do smoothly over time, and might even sound a little rough in your voice at the beginning. This transition point is called the vocal break. It's like switching between gears, and it's especially difficult to do this gear switching in real time when a melody goes across from your chest to your head voice range and back again. Either way, you need to be the one to choose when you switch to the head voice using your own judgment, but I recommend you switch earlier instead of later so you don't struggle trying to sing along through your vocal break. When you do switch, start singing just a single note for each go-around. This single note will be the first note of each melodic sequence that you'd start with anyway. So you'll just hold out that first note while the piano melody plays under you for reference. Remember to keep making it sound breathy and light as you work your way on up. Experiment here singing with different vowels to see what works best for you in the higher ranges, like ah or oo or e. I personally like switching to singing e for my higher ranges, but choose for yourself which vowel is easiest. I also recommend singing with more breathing here, like he or ha instead of e or ah. The track will continue in this way until there's a drum fill that tells you the whole thing's finished. Your personalized vocal warm-up track is designed to work every single note in your vocal range, from your highest to lowest notes. But that doesn't mean you have to sing the entire upper range every time. Oftentimes your voice will start to crack at the higher range, and it will kind of decide for you when it's time to stop. If your voice cracks and it gets too difficult to sing on the higher range notes, it's okay to just stop the track for that day when you feel like you've reached a logical ending point for this track and move on with your vocal practice. Since you are using so much extra breath while you do these warm-ups and exercises, your throat will most likely get kind of dried out from all the heavy breathing. So get in the habit of always having a water bottle or something nearby whenever you do your vocal work, so your throat can stay hydrated while you sing. So how often should you do your vocal warm-ups and exercises? I suggest thinking of this like going into the gym or jogging for exercise. 2 to 3 times a week is a great average. 4 to 5 times a week is awesome. But if you only get the time to work them 1 time a week, that's still a little bit of forward movement and definitely better than doing nothing. A good power play is to upload these vocal warm-ups onto your phone, so you can do your warm-ups during windows of personal downtime when you won't be disturbed, like in the car while you're driving around or while you're taking a shower. Remember that for any new skill you want to build, you have to kind of let yourself stink at it for a while at first, so don't get discouraged if things aren't sounding beautiful just yet. Just keep doing the work and let it improve by baby steps over time. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about these vocal warm-ups, and I'll do my best to answer any questions or help you work through them in the lessons.